What have you finally accepted? Being mad never solved any of my problems but sure caused me a few. Treating people fairly doesn't mean you'll get treated fairly back. Doesn't mean you shouldn't, but never expect it back. That I don't have to justify my decisions to people. If it makes me happy and has a purpose for my life, that's good enough for me. That it's not worth your time or energy worrying about things you cannot control. Most people are stupid, and there's no way to change that. Women of Reddit. What is the most unattractive fashion choice men frequently make? Fashion starts with good grooming habits. If a dude has long or dirty nails, a crusty beard, greasy hair, BO, then it doesn't matter what they're wearing. Get away from me and go take a shower. Clothes that aren't the right size. Placing their hat on top of their head instead of actually wearing the hat. Keeping tags and stickers on hats. If your facial hair looks like pubic hair, please shave it. What product is totally overpriced and is still bought by loads of people? New college textbooks. Anything with the word wedding in front of it, marked up to oblivion cause they know you'll spend anything to make your special day perfect. Designer clothes, and most of it is ugly AF. Gas, iPhone. Any and everything Apple produces. iThings, Apple stuff, iPhones, anything from Apple, anything Apple. Android fans, what are the primary reasons why you will never ever switch to an iPhone? If I'm paying for an expensive device, I'm going to be the admin. Android has direct access to your phone's file explorer, third-party apps not on the App Store, and I like the UI better. I can turn my text bubbles to any color I like. Comfort mostly. Always had an Android phone and never felt the need to change as I'm used to the setup options and layout. Gaming emulators. You can pretty much emulate everything, from NES to PS2, GameCube using an Android phone or tablet, pretty much a mini Switch, or if your phone supports desktop mode or HDMI out, you can also use your phone to play game on a large TV or monitor. What's a dead giveaway that someone is not a good person? Never taking accountability for anything. Always talking about other people when they aren't around. I guess a subtle one is them treating you differently in public versus how they treat you privately. People who are always trying to manipulate a situation from the smallest things to the bigger issues. It is exhausting to be around them. How someone treats another person based on their job title. Anyone who treats a server-made garbage person bad is just telling the world how much a piece they are. It's always about them. They're always the hero or always the victim in their stories. Can't take criticism but probably dish it out to everyone else. They're never wrong. They never apologize. Treating people well only if they can benefit from them in some way. If they treat you well, but treat random people like they aren't good people, and they'll treat you like 2 if you ever stop being of use to them. What are some myths that people still believe? That bubblegum stays in your body for 7 years if you swallow it. Lie detectors as a literal thing. There's a reason they aren't admissible as evidence in court in most places. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. I'm not sure where the flat earth myth came from, but even ancient astronomers knew the earth was round. That we only use 10% of our brain. Hopefully most people know that's false. But they recently made that movie with that as a premise, and that was disheartening. Diamonds being rare gems. What's a rich people problem? It becomes hard to raise kids that aren't spoiled. Maybe you don't spoil the kids, but the people around you do. Wi-Fi doesn't reach across the entire house. Not knowing who your true friends are, if your family even really cares about you, or if they're just there for money. I would never want to be rich or famous. Houses that aren't lived in rot away very quickly. When you're rich enough to have multiple houses, that becomes an issue, because you'll be splitting your time between them and constantly coming home to problems. So, it's common to hire a housekeeper that lives in the house 24/7 365. They use all the stuff while you're gone. Keep an eye out for issues, keep it clean, and ensure everything is in tip-top shape whenever you return. No dry toilets letting in sewer gas, no dead light bulbs, no spider webs, no stuck faucets, etc. Might seem crazy to pay someone a decent salary just to live in a mansion and play with all the stuff, but it's often cheaper than leaving it empty and dealing with the issues that causes. What's a harsh reality that everybody needs to hear? It won't just happen. I spent a lot of my early 20s being sad and defeatist, feeling sorry for myself. I always coped with this by telling myself that I'd make something of myself eventually and meet a woman eventually, and be happy eventually. The truth is, eventually doesn't come if you don't make it come. Improvement has to be proactive. You can end up 40 years old living with your parents playing video games all day and with no motivation. Nothing will prevent that from happening other than you. Your life can be changed forever in the blink of an eye. You have to deal with it or die. I'm 62. I went to run errands one day with my beautiful wife of 42 years and I came home 2 hours later a widower. She died of a massive heart attack in the passenger seat. That was about 13 months ago. It's been hard, but I'm still here thanks to some wonderful people in my life. What's a harsh reality that everybody needs to hear?
Whatever you say can and will be used against you.
Physical appearance matters. Almost everyone is shallow, and if you are ugly, people might treat you as inferior, and you will have disadvantages in almost every aspect of life. Pretty privilege or halo effect. Look that up. As an ugly person, I can confirm. Failure is part of life. Some people will hurt you, and they won't care how you feel about it. Bad things can happen to good people. Good things can happen to bad people. It's unfair. It's life. You don't realize the good and best times as they are happening. What video game is an absolute 100 out of 100 in your opinion? Super Mario World. The perfect Mario game and gave me many hours of joy to this day. Red Dead Redemption. Super Mario Bros. 3. Terraria. Old school RuneScape is a solid 99 out of 99 for me. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time has to be it for me. Going back after completing it just to watch the sunrise at Lake Hylia was just so special. Everything about the game was a masterpiece. Honorable mentions go to Half-Life 2, Stardew Valley and Portal 2, all are definitely up there.